One of the leading partners supporting the celebration of Juneteenth in the greater West Bloomfield area is, of course, the West Bloomfield School District, supporting enriching learning opportunities at today's event and all throughout the year, and helping our young people embrace a variety of people from all walks of life all throughout the school year and beyond. Here to tell us more about these efforts is the Executive Director of Educational Equity and Inclusion from the West Bloomfield School District, Sonja James. Sonja, thank you so much for joining us once again on our 2025 Juneteenth Jamboree special.
Well, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to be here and to share what we're doing in the West Bloomfield Schools. So thank you for having me.
And the schools play a huge role in helping to inform about not only the history behind days like Juneteenth, but why that history is so important to us today and in a community like West Bloomfield that happily embraces its diversity. How do you manage that relationship between your office and the school district, the educators, and of course, the students having heavy involvement?
Well, that's a great question. It takes all of us as a community to make this work. In West Bloomfield, that's one of the things that we pride ourselves on as a district, just making sure that educators have exactly what they need in terms of information, resources, and support, as well as our students. We are a very diverse community. We are a very diverse school district. And to honor, acknowledge, to celebrate, to inform everyone is our ultimate responsibility as an educational institution. So it is huge for us to be a part of the diversity task force so that not only are we celebrating Juneteenth, but we are also acknowledging and honoring and celebrating the diversity within our community. And who's our school district? Our community members. So it is just it's a revolving door. You know, as kids come in to the school district, as kids move into the community, it is one of those things that we want to make sure that everyone sees themselves in all that we do. They know that they're valued, they know that they're heard, and they know that we care about them individually and collectively.
Thank you so much for that message.
Yeah.
You know, I know that we, living in today's society, know that there are significant changes with how we're celebrating diversity, how that has impacted the educational system, and you've been able to successfully navigate a lot of those things. Can you share a little bit more about what that journey has been like for you, in particular, bringing us to celebrate Juneteenth here today?
I would say that we have a very supportive district. We have a very supportive community, which makes my role a whole lot easier to navigate that. It doesn't mean that it doesn't come with some hiccups along the way, but what it does mean is that we put our students and we put our community members and we put that on the forefront of all that we do. So the things that are in the best interest of each and every student that collectively supports all of our students, whether it's in our curriculum, whether it's through our arts, in our music, and the things that we do, our athletics, we want to make sure that we have something for everyone. And to ensure that it is opening up and educating each other about each other, if that makes sense. And it's a large part of my role in terms of supporting teachers with resources, supporting teachers with professional learning, meeting with parents, having organizations such as the Diversity Task Force, where we have a presence in that we can learn from the Diversity Task Force has an insight to what we're doing in schools. And we also have an insight as to what we're doing in the community. So it's that dual role. And it's not one in isolation, it's what we do collectively. And that's what makes West Bloomfield so unique. That's what's so unique about us.
Absolutely, I agree. I have been living in West Bloomfield since 2014. maybe 15. I'm getting old.
Okay.
But that is one thing that I celebrate so much about our community. I mean, you can have a friend of a multitude of different cultures, but more importantly, you can eat food from a multitude of different cultures right here in West Bloomfield. And it's been such a joy to see my kids move through the West Bloomfield school system. I have 2 graduates of West Bloomfield High School. I have someone entering into the middle school. I'm terrified. I'll be calling you, Dr. James, every day. But if you could share a little bit more with us about some of the things that you see on the horizon for students in the diversity space. What are you looking to do when the school year resumes? Are there certain programs that you're thinking about, and how we as community members can support your efforts?
That's a great question. And that's something that I'm taking this summer to work and plan. But we do have a group at the high school, Voice of Equality. That's a group of students at the high school that they go into the elementaries and they do a lot of inclusive and diversity work with the students and teaching students on how to create that sense of belonging early on and how to respect and honor the different religions that we have in the district, the different ethnic groups that we have, the different beliefs that, that all come together. And when I think about us as a district, it's continuing the work, it's continuing to stand in on the belief that we are a district that believes in our students, that we're going to do what's best for our students. And we are a district that respects, honors, celebrate diversity, inclusion within our school district, in creating that sense of belonging, having a place, again, I'm going to continue to say, where every student knows that they're seen, that they're heard, that they're valued for who they are. And whoever walks through the school doors, that in all that we do, that we're being inclusive and not excluding anyone, and having a place for each and every one in our district.
Absolutely. Well, that sentiment comes across very
Yes.
clear in West Bloomfield
Thank
School
you.
District, and thank you for your efforts in that space.
Absolutely. And how you can support as a community member is to continue to support different programs and celebrations such as this, as well as coming into our district to help honor and celebrate and learn more about what it is we truly do on a daily basis for all of our students.
Sonja James is with us, the Executive Director of Educational Equity and Inclusion in West Bloomfield School District, and joining us today as we celebrate Juneteenth in the greater West Bloomfield area and all across the United States. Here in West Bloomfield, we celebrate, of course, with a Juneteenth Jamboree. Sonja and her team from the school district, one of many organizations helping out today to spread the good word about Juneteenth and celebrate freedom here in our community as well. Sonja, you've mentioned some of the ways that the school district incorporates diversity education into its curriculum. I'd imagine on a day like today, it's really easy to incorporate the historical elements of this and the celebration into that education. But how do you take it in a different direction when you don't have something that is catapulting the conversation, like the celebration of Juneteenth or the West Bloomfield annual Black Expo or another event, to still connect the students into this melting pot of a community that we have here in greater West Bloomfield?
And that's when I talk about that belonging piece and that inclusivity, it's bringing in those resources for our staff members. It's the professional learning that we have that's specific to how do we continue to be culturally responsive to all of our students, culturally responsive in all of our the videos that we may show, the textbooks, that being very intentional in the textbooks and the literature that we read, so that it does not exclude any, or it highlights one specific group, but it is inclusive of all. And when we have celebrations that honors and respects the different cultural groups within our school district, it is promoting each and every one equitably. And monthly, we put out a monthly some more for our staff members. And in that monthly some more, it talks about the different celebrations that acknowledges our students' background. And I also leave it open so that I I have the title of Executive Director of Equity and Inclusion, but I'm not the only one that has expertise in the different backgrounds. So I leave it open that if parents see that I didn't highlight one of a group, or if there's some things that would add value to it, it's open so that I continue to learn more and help our staff learn more and help our students to be honored and celebrated the same way and recognized. And it's about the, it's exposure, it's the learning, and it's having an open mind to the world around us, and it's having an open mind to each and every student. And again, as a district, it's our responsibility to ensure that every student is seen, valued, and heard.
It's tough to understand something that you're not aware of. That's part of what education is all about. Sonja, I want to thank you for your time today, joining Thais and I on this special edition of the Splash Live. Anything else you'd like to say as we celebrate Juneteenth in Greater West Bloomfield?
I would just like to say to the community, come on out, celebrate, learn more about Juneteenth. There are different vendors here. There's a lot, even though we're indoors, we're a little more intimate this year, but the celebration continues. So we welcome each and every one with open arms to come out and celebrate with us today. Let's celebrate freedom, liberation, and justice in West Bloomfield. So thank you.
Appreciate it. Sonja James, the Executive Director of Educational Equity and Inclusion, joining us from the West Bloomfield School District on today's edition of the Splash Live.